What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another sneaker news video on Sneaker Talk. I did have a small break in between the almost daily uploads starting this month because I got my vaccine yesterday and the side effects were kicking my butt and I just could not muster up the energy to film a video. I was like, I was napping almost all day. So we are back. We're coming back strong with some daily sneaker news, and today's topic are the Air Jordan 1 Mids releasing this year. Now, last year we saw a lot of Jordan 1 Mids and a lot of Jordan 1 Lows, and if you guys want to see the top 10s of last year, I'll leave them linked down below. I have list videos made up already, but this year I think Jordan Brand is dialing it back just a little bit. They're not releasing as many releases, but the ones they are releasing are actually really dang nice. So with that said, if you guys want more sneaker news just like this, make sure you guys subscribe with notifications on. We're going to be covering Jordan 1 Lows in an upcoming video, along with just lots of sneaker news. With that said, there were a couple of Jordan 1 Mids that just released at the end of May, which I want to quickly shine a spotlight on just in case you might have missed them. They released these GS women's exclusive purple, like lavender and light blue colorway. This was like around a May 28 release date. They also released these University blue Jordan 1 Mids. These were also a GS exclusive, but I think they do go in extended sizes. So if I wanted to grab these in like a size 11.5 women's, they would fit a size 10 men's. I could do that if I wanted to, but it's gonna be a pass for me. Now let's get into some releases that are actually, what was that, voice crack? Now let's get to some of the releases that are gonna come out actually this coming week. We have the Arctic Punch Air Jordan 1 Mid. A lot of you guys are looking forward to these, and it kind of reminds me of that like igloo version or something. They did like a high top Jordan 1 with this kind of shade of like this peachy pale orange. It looks really clean. So yeah, the proper name for these are the Arctic Orange, and these are releasing on June 8th. These have already released over in Europe earlier in May, around May 4th. So North America has a staggered and delayed release date, and the retail price for these is $115 US and 150 Canadian. Now, I'll actually be buying this pair. I actually have it ordered. I bought it off of eBay. I'll be reviewing these on the channel. So if you want to see a in-depth review on this pair, this is the channel you guys want to stay locked into. But yeah, my first impression from the stock images that Nike released, I gotta say, this is a really clean looking Air Jordan 1 Mid. It kind of gives me those Jordan 1 black toe vibes with that kind of color blocking that they have, but instead of that famous Chicago red, we have this Arctic Orange or Arctic Punch instead. Now, I think this is gonna probably be one of the nicer Jordan 1 Mids that were released this year, and I honestly don't see the resale value for these shoes getting really high. So yeah, if you were thinking about getting a Jordan 1 Mid that was kind of really nice for like the spring, summer months, I know we're in June now, so more of the summer months, this is a really good looking Jordan 1 Mid. One thing I want to mention is that a lot of these Jordan 1 Mids, there's actually a price bump. Now, typically Jordan 1 Mids would sell for $110 US. Now they're selling for $115 US, and there's no increase in quality or anything like that. It's just like an annual price bump. But when it comes to the Canadian retail price, it's staying the same at the 150 or 150 Canadian retail price point we're used to seeing. I was gonna say US for a second there. So yeah, there's a small price bump for my Americans who watch. Next up are one of my favorite Jordan 1 Mids on this list, and it's a GR release as well. Nothing crazy, nothing exclusive. It is this University Gold Air Jordan 1 Mid. Now, these really remind me of the Air Jordan 1 Mid Gym Red, which I recently reviewed on the channel, where it kind of has like the color blocking of the high top version we saw previous years ago, but this time instead of red, it has hits of yellow, which I really like. I love when Jordans have yellow on them when they're done like correctly, and the amount of yellow on these, just the way they made the color blocking perfect. There's nothing I would really necessarily change about this shoe in terms of the way they apply the different colors to the different panels. I think this is a banger. This is a shoe I could definitely see sell out in a matter of weeks. I know the Gym Reds are still like, they were mass produced, so I was gonna say these could sell out very fast, but considering how big GR Jordan 1 Mids, like how much production they release for these shoes, I feel like a lot of people will be happy with these sneakers and picking them up for retail, which is what you love to see. People buying Jordans they actually genuinely want to buy and wear them too. So shout out to you if you like rockin' mids and cop them for retail. These are a fire pair. Now, these use an all leather makeup, so there's no weird mixture of materials on them, and unfortunately we don't have a confirmed release date for this particular pair. It's similar to a lot of other Jordan 1 mids for the most part. Like, you guys probably know this by now. Jordan 1 mids don't always have a hard release date. Like Jordan 1 highs, they have release dates, there's hype that builds up for it. Jordan 1 mids, they just randomly release, and you really don't know till half the time they're already sold out, which is really annoying. So if I get more information on this pair, I'll be sure to update you guys right away. And of course, if you want like real-time updates without the you know, editing time in between videos, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. It's at SneakerTalkCA, and I'll try to keep you guys up to date over on there as well. This colorway looks really clean, and I'm definitely going to be buying it for a review. I don't know if I'll be keeping it around just because of how many sneakers I've been accumulating, and I'm trying to downsize my collection before I travel out to Japan and around the world. But this pair was actually rumored to be a GS, or a woman's exclusive colorway, so I'm happy to see that they are releasing these in men's sizing. Next up, for all of my orange Air Jordan lovers, I remember when they released like the Cider backboard highs back, like way back, and they had orange on them. It was like a really big deal, but now we're seeing orange Air Jordans like almost all the time. So next up are this white and orange pair of Air Jordan 1 Mids. There's no particular nickname for these, it's just the orange/white, and they use that famous kind of Chicago, of course it's famous, it's like the OG colorway, but it uses that Chicago 1 color blocking. So pretty much all the hits of red that would typically be red on the Chicago are orange instead. Now, one thing to note with this particular pair is the swoosh. Now, the swoosh would usually be black if it's a Chicago kind of color blocking. However, they went for a white swoosh with orange contrast stitching. Now, this really reminds me of the Air Jordan 1 High Defiant, which kind of had that similar look where it was a white swoosh with basically like red stitching being cut out almost. You could kind of look, it looked like the swoosh was being ripped out. So on this pair particularly, the stitching looks like refined. Like, it looks nice, it looks like it was stitched properly compared to the Defiant Air Jordan 1s where it looks like someone was plucking the stitching out of the swoosh. And I feel like if you were a fan of the shattered backboard Jordan 1 Mid, I feel like you'll probably like these as well. Now for me, I'm not really feeling these. I feel like if they did have a black swoosh instead of the white swoosh with the contrast stitching, I would give these a chance, but these are gonna have to be a pass for me, and I really don't see these having much resale value. Now again, there is no specific release date for this pair, but we do know that the men's retail price is $115 US, and the Canadian retail price is going to be 150 Canadian. These are of course subject to change, but this is the information we have right now. Now, with it being 2021, you guys know a lot of the brands out there like Nike, like Adidas, like they're doing a lot more when it comes to making a conscious, sustainable effort towards their sneakers and what they release. Now, the Crater or the This Is Trash or whatever, you know, Nike is doing with like their Jordan 1 highs. They've done them with the Jordan 1 high Craters, and they've done them with a couple other Nike running shoes. They're doing the same kind of thing with the Jordan 1 Mid, which was just a matter of time. Like, we knew this was gonna happen, we just now have confirmed photos of the sneakers themselves. So these are the Air Jordan 1 Mid Crater, and they're also releasing alongside a pair of Jordan 1 Lows, which I'll have up on screen real quick right now. And I gotta say, I love when brands do these more sustainable kind of things with their shoes, making them more environmentally friendly. You know, we only have one Earth, right? So we want to try and it sounds weird coming from a guy who collects sneakers that aren't necessarily sustainably friendly all the time, but you know what, it's like baby steps. We're slowly inching our way to a more sustainable sneaker closet, potentially. Like, you could potentially have a sneaker made of fully environmentally conscious sneakers, right? That's actually kind of pretty cool, actually, when you think about it. So these sneakers use a similar kind of materials that the Space Hippie Jordan 1 High use. They use a recycled sole with a lot of different colors on the sole. Kind of reminds me when you would do making your own paper out of recycled paper in elementary school. You know how you would make your own paper? I don't know, maybe some of you guys did that. I know I did. But yeah, these use a recycled sole. They also have recycled twill as the main material for the upper of the sneaker, so it's like super sustainable. There's also faux suede on the shoe as well for certain accents. And one thing in particular caught my eye with this release, one thing that the sneaker websites are reporting, is that these potentially have a zoom sole, the zoom out sole. These are going to be the most comfortable Jordan 1 Mids of all time, potentially, because the Jordan 1 highs, they use a zoom sole. So if these have the zoom sole, that's really nice. That's actually gonna be a really nice upgrade. There also is some like random blue stitching zigzagging across the swoosh. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't mind it. It's just it seems different, kind of unnecessary, but I guess it's a way for them to, you know, let you know that these are something different. They're not the typical Jordan 1 Mids made with the regular materials they use day in and day out. Now right now we don't have a confirmed release date or a confirmed price for these, but I will let you guys know as soon as we find out. Next up, we got some love for the ladies, the GS sizing, the women's sizing, because there is some exclusive shoes coming your way that us guys are gonna miss out on. Now one I really don't care about because they're not a shoe I would really wear. The other one I'm a bit envious about. So let's get to the first pair. The first pair are the Air Jordan 1 Mid GS Very Berry. These are retailing for $90 US and rock a black and white colorway with some pink accents. Now these clearly, like, could you see me wearing this shoe? No, this is not something I would wear. This is definitely something you would like see and know that it's going to be a GS exclusive just by looking at the images of it. And it has the pink laces on it too, which wrap it up. It's a very feminine sneaker in my opinion. Not something I would ever buy my girlfriend. I would rather her wear the bread ones. I wouldn't let her wear these. But hey, if you want to wear these, go for it. Now there's no confirmed release date for these yet either, but with it being a woman's exclusive, I feel like these are a sneaker that they're just going to release out of the blue randomly. There won't be any like, hey, these are releasing on July 10th or whatever. You know, it's just gonna be like a bam, they're in stock, good luck, have fun. So this next pair is the pair I'm a little more envious that the women get. They get the Corduroy Jordan 1 Mid. I love corduroy, I love the material. I know a lot of sneakerheads started developing a fetish for this material, for a lack of better words, once they released the Sean Witherspoon sneakers, the Air Maxes, because that corduroy on that shoe looks beautiful. Now this is one of the first times, I think we've seen it maybe a couple other times, but it's not a material we see very often on the Air Jordan 1. So the fact that they're releasing these in a mid-top version, not a high top, is like really interesting to me, because I feel like these could have been a banger, like women's exclusive high top Jordan 1 if they made it with corduroy, but not. Instead they just kept it as a mid-top for the women only. It's rocking two different shades of corduroy, this kind of peach and then this like beige. This is a shoe I would genuinely like want to get my girlfriend. This is a good looking sneaker, a good looking Jordan 1 Mid. To be honest, as much as I love this sneaker, this isn't a shoe I would really see a lot of guys buying for themselves, because it's like think about it. Look at this shoe honestly. Could you see a lot of guys rocking this shoe in a successful way where it really complements the fit? Think about the demographic who typically buy Jordan 1 Mid. Would that person be buying this? Probably not. But keeping it a woman's exclusive, I think is going to be guaranteed. It's going to guarantee sell out, first of all. But I feel like if you're a girl buying the shoe, you already have the outfits lined up. Like there's so much good outfit potential in this shoe that I feel like only girls will be able to pull off and not the guys. So if you're a girl who likes Jordan 1 Mids, I would love to know your thoughts on the corduroy Jordan 1. Is this a sneaker that is on your radar? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a confirmed date. We don't have an official price, but I feel like this is a sneaker that once we do get like updates on, it's gonna be on the radar for a lot of people. And I feel like the retail price, because they're opting for corduroy material, they're doing something a little different. This might be an SE release, so you might see like a 10 to 15% increase in the retail price. Now we're getting to the reason why a lot of people look at Jordan 1 Mids the way they do. Jordan 1 Mids often copy and steal things from like the high top Jordan, and then they replicate them in like a different kind of way, the value brand way. This time around, they're kind of copying the Civilist and Nike SB Dunk. Now I know it's kind of weird because it's like the brand copying itself. It's Nike / Jordan brand copying Nike itself. But what Civilist and Nike SB did with their dunks, where it has like UV coating where it changes color when you apply heat to it, that is so cool. That was like really internet breaking, got a lot of people's eyeballs on the shoes and like interested in a lot of Nike SB Dunks. Now they're doing that same kind of technology but applying it to, you guessed it, an Air Jordan 1 Mid. So these have been dubbed the Air Jordan 1 Mid color change, and there's some good news and some bad news. The bad news is I can't find photos of these sneakers without the UV color change like being applied to it. So you won't know what these necessarily look like just raw by themselves, untouched by any heat. But I would assume these are a completely black and white Air Jordan 1 Mid, because when you shine, or not when you shine, I was thinking like shine light 3M, when you have heat, when you have like UV rays or whatever applied onto the back panels and the tongue, it changes colors, which is really, really cool. So let's say you took an L on the Nike Civilist Dunks, then these right here might be a really good backup sneaker, because I'm not sure what the resale prices are like for the Civilist Dunk SBs, but the Jordan 1 Mids, of course, have always been like a go-to sneaker to fall back on for a lot of people. Now, right now, we don't have a confirmed release date, but of course, I will let you know. And we do know that the retail price is going to be $130 US. So a $15 increase from the standard GR pricing, which is honestly what I would expect from Jordan Brand when they're doing cool things like this, going the extra mile on an Air Jordan 1 Mid. I think it's definitely going to be one of the most popular, most beloved Jordan 1s of the year, especially for people who really just collect Jordan 1 Mids. I feel like this is going to be a must-have, along with the next two sneakers. The next two Jordan 1 Mids are probably going to go down as like in the top 5 or top 3 for this year. So let's get to the second last Jordan 1 Mid of the video. But before we do, I would just like to remind you guys, if you like these kinds of videos, make sure you guys subscribe for more sneaker news, hit that notification bell as well, and hit that like button, and let's Jordan Brand know, and lets YouTube's algorithm know to recommend you more Jordan 1 Mid videos from me. So say you miss one, the algorithm will know, and it'll send you another Jordan 1 video your way. So the next sneaker also has a $15 US price bump, and that's because it is a special release, and we have, yes, we have finally a release date for a pair. This is going to be releasing on August 17th, and these are the Air Jordan 1 Mid Cider. These are beautiful. Just take a look at these photos right here. They instantly gave me like Air Jordan 1 Rookie of the Year vibes, just because of the color blocking, you know, that wheat, that tan mixed with the white. It even has a black swoosh that the Rookie of the Years have on the outside. But yeah, these are awesome. I think Jordan Brand nailed it on this release. These sneakers really remind me of like junior high art class. I forgot my teacher's name, but she was really into pointillism. These look really cool. They have the white canvas upper mixed with some what looks like maybe nubuck on certain other parts of the shoe that we're used to seeing on a lot of Jordan 1 highs. And then that swoosh, it has like a breaststroke swoosh or whatever, like, you know, like a paintbrush swoosh. That looks so cool. You really don't see that when it comes to a lot of Jordan 1s at all, for that matter. Not even just the Jordan 1 Mids alone, but the Jordan 1, like the swoosh is a very sacred thing. So when you switch up things like this, it looks really cool, and it's gonna get a lot of people's eyeballs on it. The last time I think I've seen a swoosh like this maybe were the Dave White Air Jordan 1 highs. Those are incredible. At first I was like, dang, I wish they used leather for this shoe, because that's what I typically like my Jordan 1s to have. However, going with the theme of the shoe, with them being the cider, it kind of looks like a blank canvas that was painted on. So it makes sense, you know, how painting canvases are well, canvas with the white painting. You know what I'm talking about? This on screen is a canvas material. So you're painting on the canvas, so it makes sense that these have a canvas material. You also got that swoosh again, which is really cool. And then you have all the paint splatters everywhere. I like the paint splatters just a little bit. I'm not too crazy about the paint splatters. I could do it without them on the midsole. I think it's a bit much to have it on the midsole, but regardless, fantastic, phenomenal Air Jordan 1 Mid. And to answer the question, do you think these will have resale? Yes, I definitely think these will have resale. But now, let's get to another shoe that will absolutely have resale this year. We're talking about the Air Jordan 1 Mid Kentucky. Now, this is like just the nickname it was given. They're basically like a storm blue Jordan 1 Mid. And you guys know what happened to those shoes. They didn't really have too much resale at first, and now the resale is very high. So this basically knocks off the Jordan 1 high storm blue, but puts it in a mid-top form. And I'm also aware they're releasing a Nike Dunk high that also has this exact same kind of colorway and color blocking very soon. If not, it's already out already. So if you end up taking an L on those, or you just prefer rocking Jordan Brand more than Nike Dunks, or Jordan 1s more than Nike Dunks, this is definitely an option that is going to be on your radar. These are fire, and I'm definitely going to try and buy these, not only for a review, but I'm also going to try and buy them for personal use. Now that I think about it, I do have the low top ones that released last year, so I'll have to figure out which ones I will probably want more. Thinking about it now, I like the low tops more. But regardless, really fantastic Jordan 1 Mid. These look great. I'll be reviewing them on the channel, so make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out on the review. As far as we know, we don't have a specific release date for the shoe just yet, but the retail price is going to be $115 US, so it's a GR Jordan with GR quality most likely. And of course, the retail price in Canada will be that standard 150 Canadian. With that said, if you did make it to the end of the video, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. It lets me know you want more videos like this. It keeps me motivated. And also comment down below which one or two Jordan 1 mids you're most looking forward to. For me personally, I like these blue Jordan 1 mids and the Ciders, but let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.